The global pandemic COVID-19 has changed the way we think about the world and how we live. After months of online classes, we're somehow back to school, but not without some major changes, including lunch times and some new cafeteria rules. Number 1. Temperature checks and wash and sanitize hands before entering the cafeteria. Number 2. Separate entrance and exit lines. Number 3. Keep distance while you're waiting. Number 4. Sit in your assigned seat. Number 5. Mask off only for eating. Mask back on if you get more food or put your tray away. Number 6. Sit behind a plastic protective barrier. Number 7. 20 minutes of lunchtime and 30 minutes of recess back in classrooms.
There have been many changes we have to get used to, and I think you and I both can agree that new lunchtime and cafeteria rules are some of the most dramatic. Can you tell us some of the changes imposed on us?
We are imposed to have a shortened lunch, keep 1 meter distance apart from each other in the cafeteria, and there are plastic glasses on each of the tables, so I cannot talk with my friends.
Well, the obvious change is the plexiglass. We can't really talk to one another, and it's not as lively as it used to be before all this COVID pandemic. And also, no one really talks, so it's much quieter.
Do you think plexiglasses are helpful?
I think that plastic glasses are uncomfortable, but I do agree that they are helpful because it could protect us from spreading viruses.
Well, we have to take off our masks to eat, so I don't think there is much of an alternative. I think plexiglasses are effective in preventing the spread of virus, and I do think it is a very good change for our school community.
What do you think about keeping a 1 meter distance from other people?
To be honest, keeping a 1 meter distance from other people is kind of uncomfortable, but I think it is necessary.
For the most part, I think students are trying really hard to follow the rules. There are times when social distancing is almost impossible, like in the hallways where all students have to get to their classes on time.
So, what do you think about the change in time for lunch? When is your new lunchtime?
Our lunchtime is from 11:40 to 12.
Lunchtime is at 1, and personally, the time change is the hardest part for me. Because we used to eat around noon, and now we eat around 1. On the days I don't have breakfast, I am starving by 1 since we get to school by 7:40 and I would have nothing to eat by then.
Do you think most students adhere to the new rules for lunchtime?
I think students forget the new rules sometimes because it is completely different from our previous rules, but I think they are getting used to the rules.
I think for the most part, students are following the new rules and changes really well. All of us understand that COVID is no joke, and it can really spread uncontrollably if we aren't vigilant. I also think that the younger students are even better at wearing masks and keeping their social distance.
Lunch is a time when students can truly relax. Students at DIS are following the new cafeteria rules, including washing our hands, social distancing, separate entrance and exit for students, and shortened lunchtime. The students are very aware of the seriousness of the global crisis we're facing at the moment. We all need to stick together and stay safe during these interesting times.